Hey guys, how's everybody? In today's video, I want to discuss the topic of mainly one of the main hadiths, which hadith is the authentic sayings of Muhammad in Islam, and it's one of the main sources of Islamic law, and it is where Muslims go to take the terms of their Islamic laws, mainly the Quran, and then one of the other main sources is the Hadith. So today I want to discuss the Hadith of basically it translates, and I'm gonna put like a link in the description to the original thing with its like official translation, and mainly it says basically it comes in different forms, but the context basically translates to one of the forms of the hadith is basically Muhammad saying that I'm gonna kick out, or I'm gonna get out the Christians and the Jews out of the Arabian Peninsula till nobody's left but a Muslim. So this is how it mainly translates. It's one of the forms of the hadith. Basically, him talking in about himself. That's what he's gonna do, and a different form is him advising his companions, basically telling his companions to get out the Christians and the Jews out of the Arabian Peninsula, which is truly it is what happened in his latest years, and after he died, after his companions came into power, and they actually made it happen because there was basically no Jews or Christians left in the Arabian Peninsula after that, and this displays something so dangerous about the core ideology of Islam, which is basically it is an ideology that cannot coexist with other ideologies or other religions that differ with it in opinion or in the main ideological beliefs. It is like kind of like my way or the highway type ideologies, especially, and this really shows, and this really is highlighted when the Muslims come into power, or like in periods of history where Muslims have been into power of like specific countries or specific regions, and what happened to the minorities that were living within the Muslim region of control. This can be displayed in history through a lot of like periods in history where Muslims did not only discriminate against other minorities like Jews or Christians or even non-believers or at all, or just people from all types of different religions. This is displayed through a lot of periods in history. And I'm going to give a bunch of examples on how this was the case. Mainly, with the main thing that happened in the Arabian Peninsula when Muhammad came out, and he basically developed, this plan to get out, to get all the Christians and Jews and the non-believers in the Islamic, context out of the Arabian Peninsula, and to not leave anybody but a Muslim in the Arabian Peninsula. So this, like I said, displays or shows something so dangerous about the core ideology of Islam, and how it doesn't really leave much chance for coexistence, especially, and this is so true, when the Muslims are in power or are in control of a specific area or a specific country. Now, there was a part where Muslims did coexist with people of different religions, but this was only when Muslims, or when Muhammad in that case, did not have enough power to really lay out his terms and to really appear or display his true beliefs, or what came to be known now as the core values of the Islamic law towards other religions and other ideologies, namely the Christianity and Judaism. So this is one of the main sources of law in Islam, and this is an authentic hadith that I want to just discuss a little bit. And in the next video, I'm gonna just maybe put together like different versions of the hadith, and basically describe what happened to the Jewish and the Christian tribes in the Arabian Peninsula, which basically was like a massacre that was organized by the Muslims. It was like to get him out of the place, like in the hadith, that he had a plan to get him out of the Arabian Peninsula and only leave the Muslims or the people that believed in the same ideology or followed him. So in the next video, I'm gonna talk a little bit about more like the history of what happened and how this was orchestrated by the Muslims, and how the Jewish Arabian tribes and Christian tribes had to immigrate and move from Arabia to different countries, because it was basically impossible for them to coexist with the Muslims, otherwise, or they would have been killed, or which most of them have been killed, but the people that made it out because there was no chance for them to coexist with the Muslims, and it's not like they just wanted to leave their countries or leave their homes. So I see you guys. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video, where I'm gonna lay out a little bit of the history on this subject, and I'm gonna see you then.